So the third lesson really gets to, emerging technologies. So I talked about innovation, and now we're obviously on the cusp of a number of interesting things. And what's interesting is watching my analyst peers get really excited about this virtual reality, wearables, machine learning, certainly artificial intelligence. And there are a lot of interesting use cases emerging here. So I'm not suggesting that these are unimportant. I think what I am suggesting, though, is just because analysts and vendors tend to hype these, that doesn't mean that there's automatically this is where you should be paying your attention today. And that there's still going to be a fair bit of work, particularly leveraging these in an enterprise context. We tend to see a lot more traction initially in consumer, but then when it comes to actual enterprise technology, sometimes there are some delays. So you really need to, yes, keep an eye on what's coming down the road, but don't get caught up in the hype. And in particular, when you're looking at enterprise tools, you need to really take an employee-centered approach, right? What you saw on the previous slide was really a technology-oriented approach, kind of a technological determinism that gets pushed if all you do is listen to analysts and vendors. But what you really need to be doing, for example, in a digital workplace context, is really working from your employee experience and working outward. And yeah, that may take you to IoT and artificial intelligence, but more likely it's going to take you to more workaday things that they need around better collaboration, better communication, better user experiences, more efficient business processes that can make them more effective and more recognized and have a more humane digital workplace. So rather than sort of future gazing, we'd really encourage you to focus on who are your key constituencies and working from their experience, from the glass backwards into the systems rather than from the devices forward to them. So, the key lesson here, whether you're doing digital workplace or external digital customer engagement, is that you really need to get beyond the vendor and analyst hype. And above all, apply user-generated design to everything that you're doing so that you can have solid journeys to guide your investments. And user-centered design, people may disagree on different ways of doing it, but it's a very well-known paradigm, right? It shouldn't be a mystery to anybody now. And so the real focus here is not to be looking at future technologies, but necessarily as an end in themselves, but to be really looking at your employees and your customers and designing experiences around their needs today and, yes, their needs going forward.